morning, everybody. We're gonna wake you up.
I've been reeling, watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find the rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like a song that never stops. Feels like it's never gonna. Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. Somebody please pass the megaphone. Shout it on the count of three.
With us. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, in my breath tonight, I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice, let me testify. Oh, hear my breath tonight, 'cause this is do or die. The time has come to make a choice, and I choose joy.
Let it move you, let it move you, let it move you.
And I choose joy.
Let it move you, let it move you, let it move you. I was younger, my eyes were full of life, but now that I'm older, I live the speed of life. Feels like the cycle never stops. Feels like it's never gonna.
Gotta get
That fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. So somebody please pass the megaphone. I'll shout it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hear my prayer tonight,
I'm singing to the sky.
give me strength in my voice, let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight, 'cause this is do or die. This is time to make a choice, and I choose joy.
Let it move you, let it move you, let it move you.
And I choose joy.
Let it move you, let it move you, let it move you.
Oh, I walk the valley of the shadow and night. Oh, with you by my side, I'm stepping into the light. I choose joy.
Let it move you, let it move you, let it move you. I need that joy, 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 joy down in my heart, down in my heart to stay.
I need that joy, 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 joy
Down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. Yeah, good morning. You're the feeling I cannot deny.
Deny.
You're the fire that makes me alive. Alive. It's love that I can't hide. It's burning deep and inside wherever I go. Wherever I go. I've got that good feeling kicking me out of my chair, dancing like I don't care. I got that good feeling, shouting it out 'cause I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, I gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, I got to tell somebody, you're the sun that's lighting up the sky,
The sky.
you're the thunder waking up the night, the night, sound of living truth is fading back beneath me move, wherever I go, wherever running out if I can't contain it. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody. I got to tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody, gotta tell somebody. I got to tell somebody.
Miahuen Omenemem, Neto Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Kauai, Gabrielino Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Great Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So good morning, Riverside. Good morning. Well, half of us are down here. Yeah, this is true. A lot of us are down in the hill already, getting ready for our annual picnic. So we're going to just take what we just heard and know that it's doubled and tripled, right? And all of you joining us at home as well online. Good morning to Mom and Dad. Good morning to Jan Liga. Good morning to Debbie Lynn. Good morning to Greg and Ray. Aloha kakahiaka to Wayne and Casey. Good morning to Dr. Naima, and good morning, Tamra. Good morning to Beverly. It's great to see all of you here with us this morning as well, and all the others joining us today as we come together. So welcome to Riverside Thrive here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where love lives here. Love lives here, absolutely. So it is great to have all of you joining us this morning. And I want to take a moment here to recognize that this is Memorial Day weekend. And so we want to take a moment just to honor all of our service members and all of our first responders who made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in service to this country. That is what Memorial Day is it is about honoring those lives, honoring those individuals who made the ultimate sacrifice for the country and for our well-being. And so we just take a moment here in silence, in gratitude for all those who have said yes to being in service to the high ideal, to being in service to freedom, to being in service to the lives of everyone who calls United States home. We simply give thanks in this acknowledgement. And so it is. So good morning to Lupe and John, and good morning to Maria Sneed. Great to have all of you joining us as well. So, we're trickling in, which is good. We're trickling in online, and we're trickling in here. So, I think it's time for some music to get us up and moving and dancing and grooving.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Right
Stringfellow, one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Jeannie Katielka and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located in the lobby. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. We love to pray, and we absolutely know that prayer works. Now please allow the music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the one, wait upon the one. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the one, wait upon the one. Be still, my soul, be still, be still, my soul. Be still, my soul, be still and know. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
I invite you to join me in consciousness, opening your mind and heart to this indwelling power within. Consciously allow yourself to connect with the divine. I know that there's only one power, one life, one mind, one consciousness in the universe, and it is God. Infinite, eternal, everywhere present, expressing right here and right now. I know that my mind is a point of consciousness in the mind of God. Therefore, I'm one with the mind of all consciousness. I am the divine expressing, and all the good that God is expressing as me. I am created in love, in harmony, in peace, in unspeakable joy, and so much more. I know that if this is true for me, it is true for everyone, everywhere. I know that we're in partnership with Spirit, and the one power is within each and every one of us. I bless and honor all the brave heroes, past, present, and future, with love on this Memorial Day weekend. all those who made the ultimate sacrifice for freedom for our country. I give a prayer of gratitude and peace to all the families, and I hold a vision of peace and love and healing for all. I bless this service, our church family, everyone listening on Zoom, the men busy working downstairs for making our snackies, and Reverend Jeffrey for his well-deserved R&R. I know that Spirit guides and supports us in everything we think, say, and do. And I just let this be so, and so it is.
Something great has happened. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Yeah, something here is calling us forward, upward motion with days, ocean of here. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Love is up, this motion, be the one on the new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's start together. Give it up with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment we're all great natives. Let's stand together now. Oh, 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 yeah. Every day is a chance to do something amazing. You feel your passion blaze and shine, yeah. Paint with every vision and dance a new direction. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we're waiting for. Give a name of a new who's calling. Be the one of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share the gifts that the world was waiting for, a change when we're all creating. It's a moment for all our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Sing it with me. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change where we're all creating. It's a moment for all the greatness. Let's stand together. We're the ones who can make a difference. Play the dance to the stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change where we're all creating. It's a moment for all the greatness. Let's stand together. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a chance we're all creating. That's a moment for all the greatness. Let's stand together. Let's stand together now. Together now. Let's stand together now. Now. Let's stand together now. Yes, stand together. Yay, Dennis.
So thank you, Jabel. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Dennis. You may notice that Jeff is not with us this morning because he has a day off. He just completed the Jesus Christ Superstar at Moonlight Theater in Vista, just closed last night. So he is sleeping in this morning, and so we honor him. So thank you to Austin for stepping in and singing those songs that Jeff usually does for us. Austin, you did an amazing job. Mom says thank you as well, so there you are. So all right. So hey, everybody. All right. So today we're talking about living above the line, and that is our theme for the entire summer series. So let's say our focus statement this morning with all of the A's, shall we, for above. All right. So how are we saying it? With A's. A's. Go for it. Awesomeness. Amazing. Abundance. Amen. Audacious. Above the line. Okay. Actively. All right. Admirably. All right, here we go. Ready? We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, indeed we do. And another way that we can say that is we embolden people to live their best life. And living your best life is the theme for this year here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. And as I mentioned, we are moving into our summer series this weekend, and we are moving into living above the line. That is the theme for the summer. That is our summer series. And I'm excited about this topic. I've been excited about all of our topics. But I'm excited about this topic. I'm excited for when I return from sabbatical in September, the transformation that I know is going to take place within our community as we all begin to live above the line. All right? So let's talk about this line that we're going to be living above, right? So if you look at the line, look at the graphic there. Jossie, have you popped the graphic up for people at home? All right. I just want them to see the graphic there at home, too. So if you look at the graphic there is above and there is below. So my question for you right now, and you can give me just a show of your hands, how many of you are currently in this moment above the line? All right. How many of you are below the line in this moment? Okay. How many of you are like, what's the line? Okay. All right. So, Joss, you can drop that at home. Thanks. So, living above the line or living below the line, how about if we define it this way? If we're below the line, we're feeling somewhat closed off. We might be feeling somewhat defensive. We might even be committed to being right. If we're living above the line, we're open, we're curious, and we're committed to learning. So now that I've defined that for you, how many of you are above the line? And how many of you are below the line? A couple of you are being very honest with yourselves, and I really appreciate that. Some of us are right on the line, walking it like, yeah, a balance beam or a tightrope. Yeah. When we live consciously, and this is what we're talking about, this living your best life, living into your vision, living into your fullest potential. When we are living consciously, our self-awareness tells us where we are, when we tell ourselves the truth, right? It tells us where we are. So in order to live consciously, we have to be aware of where we are in relationship to the line. If we say that we're living above the line, but we're really, that's what we're saying, but really we're truly living below the line, right? That can be a very dangerous place to be because then we're kind of deluding ourselves. We participate in delusions and distortions, and we're kidding ourselves like, no, everything's good. It's all great. Liar. right? You know when we're putting on those false airs. We've been talking about personas, right? And so being above the line or being below the line, is it more beneficial to our lives of living above the line? Absolutely, it's more beneficial to be living above the line. But if we're aware that we're below the line, that is also hugely beneficial too. We don't have to pretend that we're feeling something that we're not. We don't have to make up these stories. We can just be present with what is. We can be present with what is. And when we're present with what is, then we have the ability to be aware, be self-conscious, not self-conscious, but be self-aware. That's like, you know what? Right now, I'm below the line. And that's okay. Because being aware that we're below the line is showing that we are, in fact, living consciously. That we have tapped into this, like, wait a minute, something's off kilter here. I recognize that it's off kilter. And now that I recognize that it's off kilter, I am what? I am empowered. I have the possibility, I have the potentiality to shift my perspective. I have the opportunity to choose something different. Because now that I'm aware that I am below the line, now that I'm aware of it, it's like, okay. I can choose to stay here, or I can choose to shift. I can choose to explore. I can choose to grow. I can choose to learn something more. I can choose to be curious in this moment. And the moment we do that, we shift to being above the line. It creates a shift where things then become possible. When we're living above the line, we're living in that what if up, like we talked about a few weeks ago. Because then we're seeing greater possibilities. We're open to more curiosity. We're open to what else is possible for us when we are above the line, when we are participating in being open and curious and receptive. However, our predisposition, my beloveds, is to actually be where? Where do you think? Below the line. And this is a natural function of our biology. That we are predispositioned as animals walking the planet, just like the squirrel last week was like concerned about his life and Luther getting him, right? We too are animals walking the planet, concerned if something is going to get us. And so we are constantly, even if we are not aware of it, even if we are unconsciously doing it, we are constantly surveying our surroundings. We are constantly looking for threats, and we are constantly responding to them. The possibility of threat. This is what is kind of operating under the surface. It's part of our reptilian brain. It's part of our limbic system. It's our amygdala, this little tiny almond-shaped gland in the center of your head that goes fight, flight, flee, freeze, faint, right? And so we're constantly looking and surveying. So we have this natural predisposition to want to protect and want to secure our surroundings. Now, last time I checked, there aren't saber-toothed tigers chasing us anymore. I don't think, unless Jurassic Park has come to life. But what our brains do is our brains interpret any type of threat, not just physical threat, but any threat to our identity, any threat to who we claim ourselves to be, any threat to our personas, we interpret this as a life threat. And so what do is we double down, we get defensive, we get closed off, and we have to be right. Ooh, I have to be right. Because if I'm not right, I'm going to lose. My identity is threatened, so I must be right. And now I'm living unconsciously, and I'm living below the line. Anytime, as we talked about last week, when we are complaining, anytime we are attached to something, and we're holding on to those attachments dearly, and we're complaining, monku, 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 keha, 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 bitch, bitch, bitch. Anytime we're doing any of that, right? 3 different languages for you in case you wanted to, in case you really want to get it off your chest, right? Anytime we're doing that, anytime we're participating in that, where are we living? Are we living above or below the line? We're below the line. Because what are we interpreting that to mean? Oh no, this is catastrophic. Something terrible is happening to me. To me, to me, to me. We've heard these to me's before, right? So the to me is that consciousness that says that there is something out there that is occurring, and it is happening to me. I don't have any control over it. I need to find somebody to blame, somebody to shame, somebody to point fingers at. Sometimes it's even blaming myself or shaming myself. I need to hold on to resentments, right? I get mad, I get upset, and I'm blaming. Oh, this happened. She should have been looking out for me. Why didn't my dad do this? Why didn't my brother do that? Why didn't my sister? If only it had been different when I was little. Man, oh man. If only my ex-husband would have, right? All those if-onlys, the what-ifs, the what-if downing, right? The what-if that takes us in a spiral down. All those what questions, or when we're in that consciousness of to me, we're often asking why questions. Why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did that little old lady cut me off in the middle of Costco when I was trying to get my Ritz crackers? Didn't she see me? Doesn't she know I'm here? Oh my gosh. And we get incensed, right? This is all that to me. So to me lives where? Below the line. To me is living from below the line. We're constantly living at the effect. We're constantly reacting. Reactive, reactionary, going ballistic. It's a reactive state because we don't feel like we have any control or any power to make a difference or to make a change. And what's the next step up? From to me, we have by me, right? We have the by me consciousness. The by me consciousness says that we have the ability to create our reality. We have the ability to create our experiences. And how do we create our experiences? What do we need to do? Be conscious. Participate. Begins with an R. Responsibility. Yes. We need to take responsibility for our lives. We need to take full, radical responsibility for our lives. Now, this doesn't mean that we are taking responsibility and saying, oh, no, these bad things didn't happen to me. Oh, no, these bad events, these bad experiences didn't happen to me. We're not saying that it didn't happen, but we are now taking responsibility for what we choose to make it mean. We're taking responsibility to become open and receptive and curious about what is the possibility, what is the lesson in my experiences, what have I been invited to learn, how am I being invited to grow? You see, when we begin to move into the by me and we begin to take responsibility for our lives, the questions that we begin asking are how questions, right? Or what can I learn questions. How is this serving me? Questions. And so we move into this greater sense of empowerment because we're no longer living at the effect of, it's like, oh, that lady in Costco was blocking my way. Maybe I need to learn to be more patient. Right? See how the energy shifts there? Rather than, she's in my way. She's blocking my Ritz crackers. Right? And then I carry that with me the rest of the day, where it's like, oh, okay. I don't have anywhere to be. I can be patient and wait. And what a shift in my experience that is when I'm realizing that, I'm getting a little irritated because she's in my way. Oh, wait, I don't have to stay irritated. I don't have to be this way. I can shift the way I'm thinking about this. I can shift the way I'm feeling about this. Oh, okay. Right? So we're moving from below the line to above the line by taking responsibility for our emotions, by taking responsibility for our feelings, by taking responsibility for our thoughts, by taking responsibility for our actions, and by taking responsibility to shift from being reactionary to being responsive. We then begin to act from a place of being able to respond to what is happening, recognizing that the world is not conspiring against us. Rather, the universe is conspiring for our highest good. Conspire with spirit, with intention, with spirit. Kon and spire, spirit, right? With spirit. So the universe with spirit is acting for my highest and best good. It's not acting with malintent. It's not acting to make me mad. Right? It's not acting to get me all triggered. No. It's conspiring for my highest good. So when we move into the by me, when we move into that place of curiosity, what is the feeling tone you're experiencing, do you think? What are you feeling? Empowered. What else are you feeling? Free. Joy, lightness. And when you're in the to me, when you're living below the line, what are you feeling? Heavy, victim-y, bad, sad, mad, angry, powerless, right? So how would you prefer to live? Above? Above the line? Yeah. Above the line, you're going to experience more happiness, right? Above the line, we could experience more creativity. Above the line, we can experience more innovation. Above the line, we can experience greater possibilities when we are above the line. So, what is this commitment piece? This year, this summer, we are working with the 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. It's this book right here. There you go for folks at home and for here in the room. 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. Now, just because it says conscious leadership and you're like, oh no, I'm not a leader, that's fine. You all are leaders in your own lives in a various variety of ways. But what we're really talking about is we're living consciously. 15 commitments to live consciously over the next 15, 16 weeks. So, when we talk about commitment here, we're talking about the commitment that we were talking about several weeks ago. Those underlying commitments. Because if you want to know what you're most committed to, the way we're defining commitment here is it's simply a statement of what is. It's a snapshot. It's a statement of what is, right? So what are you most committed to right now? Whatever you're experiencing in your life, as the way I shared this a few weeks ago, whatever we're experiencing in our life right now, that is what we are most committed to. It is the result of what we are most committed to. So all of us, right now, are committed to the weight that we are right now. You know how I know that we're committed to the weight we are right now? Because we weigh what we weigh right now. That's how I know that we're committed to the weight that we are right now, because that's what we weigh right now. right? We're committed to the way we're dressed right now. You know how I know we're committed to the way we're dressed right now? Because that's how we're dressed right now, right? So if we want to experience something different, we have the opportunity to pay attention to what we're most committed to and then shifting from there. So over the next 15 weeks, 16 weeks, we have the opportunity to look at these 15 commitments that we all have, that we all go through life with, these 15 commitments. And there is a commitment above the line, there's a more conscious commitment that is going to serve you living your best life, that's going to serve living into the vision, that serves you. And then there's also a commitment that is below the line, a commitment that sabotages what we want, this commitment that sabotages us. And again, it's not good or bad. One might be a little more open and freeing and enjoyable. But as long as we know where we are, we can continue to make conscious decisions. If we find ourselves below the line, committed to something below the line, we have the opportunity to go, you know what? This isn't working for me. Let's shift. So each week, our guest speakers, and they are fabulous, I have to tell you. We have Reverend Bobby Becker and Reverend Veronica Silva and ministerial intern Jesse Keeler, all from Namaste Center for Spiritual Living in Long Beach. Reverend Bobby and I started ministerial school together, oh my gosh, 11 years ago at this point? Wow. So we started school together way back when, and she is absolutely wonderful, and her team is amazing. And so I'm very excited that they will be with us throughout the summer. And then also we have another ministerial intern, Marcus Gilliland. He's from San Diego. And then we're going to wrap out the summer with our very own Neil Hayner. Neil's going to wrap it up for us in September, on September 10th. So it's going to be an amazing summer. And they're going to be sharing with you each week one of these 15 commitments. And they're going to share with you the commitment that's above the line. They're going to share with you the commitment that's below the line. You're always at choice. We're always at choice. So they're going to share these commitments with you. They're also going to share with you practical tools and ways of shifting from below to above. Because if nothing else, here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, we live practical spirituality. As long as you take the tools and run with them, right? That's on you. Remember that responsibility piece? Yeah, darn it. Yeah. Dinah's like, yeah, whatever. Responsibility. So above or below? Okay, above. All right, I'm just checking. All right. So we have that opportunity to lift and be uplifted and share and express from above the line. And these beloveds are going to support you all along the way. I also want you to know that you will have your tools for thriving each week, like you have had, like we've been doing for the past year or more. You're going to have the tools for thriving. You're also going to have your questions for contemplation or for your discussion groups. So you can take every week's material like we have been doing. You can take every week's material deeper into your conversations, deeper into your small groups, deeper into your lives, and live more fully from them with the tools and the questions. And then our friend Reverend Leslie Goodwin from New Vision Center in Arizona, in August, starting August 17th, she's going to be doing a book study around the 15 commitments of conscious leadership that is, ready? Free, F-R-E-E, to anybody who wants to sign up. And so she's doing that. It'll be a 4-week book study, which will take us right through the end of my sabbatical. So there's an opportunity to go even deeper with the material if you choose to engage with it. And what I know through all of this is that we collectively are going to have an amazing summer. We collectively are going to have an amazing summer. I know that our community rises up out of the mire, out of the muck, because we are a self-aware community. We are a community of self-aware individuals. We are a community of people who are committed to their conscious unfoldment, to their conscious evolution. We are a community that is committed to living above the line, to living consciously. So this week, your task, my beloveds, is to begin to notice when you're in the to me versus when you're in the by me. Notice where you might be sabotaging yourself versus serving yourself. Notice where in your life you tend to frequently find yourself below the line. Because if you say that you always live above the line, you're lying. I know you are. I don't know of one person, not even the Dalai Lama, who lives above the line all the time, right? It's an opportunity, though, when we see that we are below the line to shift. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to build a condo there or buy a condo or even a timeshare. We don't have to have our mail forwarded there if we're below the line. It's like, oh, visiting, okay, below the line. Because it can happen in a blink of an eye. How many of you have been having a great day and then just like, bleh, right? All of a sudden, somebody cuts you off and whew, done, donezo, right? So we live in these states of consciousness. A state is not a stage, meaning that we're not going from one to the next, to the next, to the next. A state is a temporary experience. Do we have a center of gravity within these states of consciousness? Absolutely. However, they are states. We move between them. We can move out of them quicker when we're more aware of them. So this week, pay attention. Pay attention to where you are at any given moment, and notice where you are in or where you are living below the line versus where you're living above the line. And allow yourself to begin to see the shift. And my beloveds, I know that this summer and practicing these commitments, when I come back, this community will be vibrating with energy, will be vibrating with empowered responsibility, with empowered consciousness, with empowered love, so that we can then continue to move forward as a community, standing together as we heard them sing, standing together as one, and moving forward into our greatest and greater yet to be. And so I give thanks for all of you. I give thanks for your generosity of and understanding as I take this 3-month sabbatical. After serving this community for 5 years now, we've been together for 5 years, my beloveds. 5 years already. So I want to thank you for your generosity and your love and your support. You'll still see Ed around a bit. You'll see me at the 80s dance party because, hello, 80s dance party. So you will see me, but sabbatical starts this Thursday, June 1st. So, thank you. So, I invite our practitioners to please stand and surround the sanctuary, and I invite our core council to please join them. So these beloveds are in service to this beloved community every single day, lifting this community high in love and high in prayer. If you have a prayer request, you can certainly fill out the prayer request card that is in your seat back pocket, or if you are at home, you are more than welcome to send an email to prayer@riversidecsl.org. And so just coming together in consciousness here and now. I recognize that there just is This one power, presence, life, love, infinite, eternal being that is all, through all, as all. That it is always expressing for the highest and greatest good because it is good itself. It is love itself. There is nothing else it could be because there is nothing else other than love, other than light, other than peace, other than joy, other than abundance, other than harmony, other than divine right order and divine right action. And so it is always expressing itself in a magnificent multitude of ways, yet it remains unified as the one. So I recognize that I am an individualized expression of this one life, of this one love. That right where I am, the power and the presence of Spirit, of God is. That it expresses itself through and as me, and I in and as it. And how joyful and joyous it is to know that there is just this one, that I am inseparable from the one life that created me, that created all life. That I am an emanation, an impartation, a manifestation of this one. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone gathered here this day. I know that this is true of everyone who is part of this community. I know that this is true of all of life and all of creation. And so I speak my word here and now for our beloved Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, the community that we have built, the community that we continue to build, the family that we are. I speak this word, affirming and knowing that each one of us comes with an open heart, an open mind. We come curious and ready to learn, curious and open to the expansion and the unfoldment of our consciousness. We come together to serve one another, to lift each other up, to magnify the good and the love and the glory that is already present here. That we come together as one family. And we pay attention. We live consciously. We are awake and aware of when we fall below or we fall short, and we call ourselves higher. We call ourselves into a greater yet to be, into a greater capacity. We call ourselves into a greater possibility. And so I know that this summer is a summer of beautiful unfoldment, of rest, of rejuvenation, of deep learning and growth, of infinite possibility for one and all. I know that it is a summer of joy. I know that it is a summer of love. And so I give thanks for that which is already unfolding. I give thanks for our beloved community. I give thanks for the generosity and love and support of its people. I simply give thanks. And I release this word now, knowing it is done, knowing that all is well. I let it be, and so it is.
I am made of the light that hung the stars in the night, a perfect thought since time began. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. Its power that hung the stars in the night. A perfect thought since time began. I am one with the love that's holding all of us. It's power in my hands. I am called by the voice that speaks with truth and joy, forever blessed where I stand.
So I invite our beloveds who are in service this morning to go ahead and please come forward. And as they do, I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning, collecting on behalf of the congregation this morning, our practitioner Tamara Ralston and Cindy Lambert, and receiving on behalf of the congregation this morning is practitioner Jeannie Kataoka. So I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute, hold it over your heart space. The easiest way to contribute is via text. Simply text 951-419-5858. Type in the amount you're choosing to contribute and hit send. It's just like texting a friend because that's exactly what you're doing. You are texting your friends and family and all your loved ones here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living when you give via text to give. Also, if you choose to contribute online, you can go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and contribute there in the upper right-hand corner. Or if you're in the room here, you can choose to contribute the analog way by placing something in the basket. So whatever it is, however it is, it's all good. So just giving this a silent blessing. And let's say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. Dripping in joy, dripping in peace, dripping in love. We have everything we need. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich, so rich we are. So rich.
All right, so we just have a few announcements here before we head down the hill. Remember, we're not going across to Johnson Hall for coffee and snackies. We're headed down the hill for our annual community picnic. Woohoo! So the men's group has been out there all morning, cooking away, securing the spot. I think Bill was here at 4:30 or 4:15 this year. I was still asleep. Though a few months ago at 4 o'clock I would have been awake, but I am not now, so I was still asleep. Anyway, Bill was down there, cordoned it off, got our spot. So we want to make sure that we all head down the hill for our annual community picnic. So that is happening today. Then, there we go. Thank you. Jossie's like, whoop. All right. So next week Sunday is a big Sunday. Woohoo! The village returns next Sunday. So if you have little ones, or you have little ones in your family, and by little ones I mean anyone between 4 and 17, if you have young folks in your family, we have the village returning. And if you don't have young folks specifically, but you know people adjacent to you who have young folks, tell them the village is back. The village is open starting next week, Sunday. That will be held in Johnson Hall at the same time that we are in here learning about the 15 commitments. They will be over there also learning about the 15 commitments from an age-appropriate way and done Montessori style. So there will be some structured learning, and then there will be some unstructured learning as well for them to enjoy and be with each other. And practitioner Dinah Williams and practitioner Amber Holland are leading up our village, so big hand to them for taking this on and for making it possible for our young people to have service again. So once again, that'll be in Johnson Hall. Then also next Sunday, practitioner Dinah Williams will be starting a class called Roads to Truth. You want to say something about that, Dinah? Here she comes.
So, this is a little bit of a different class. It's more of a book study than it is a deep dive into your self-awareness. And of course, there will be probably some self-awareness that comes from it. But it is, like I said, more of a book study, and I'm excited. And the deadline to sign up is tomorrow because there is reading that needs to be done before the first class. So, and the books are available in the office. If you sign up today, I can get the book for you now, or you have to wait until Tuesday. So, I guess that's it. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. So it's kind of, if you're yoo-hoo! So if you're curious about how New Thought came about, this is a history book study, and like she said, it's reading and discussion. So there's really no homework other than the reading. So I invite you to take advantage of this opportunity. It's a great opportunity, and it's a great class. So then also next Sunday at 3 o'clock, our beloved James Woods will have chair yoga available for you. Again, amazing experience. You have to check it out. Abel's there most Sundays. I've been there most Sundays. I won't be there next Sunday, but I've been there most Sundays. It's absolutely amazing. And the stretches and everything that you get, the benefits from it, are just incredible. So come and spend time with James next Sunday at 3 o'clock. And then we have the 80s awesome 80s dance party. I will see you at this on Saturday, June 10th at 7 p.m., and that is being hosted by Jubel and Maritri. And tickets are $20, and so you can use the QR code there on the screen, or you can go to the website and purchase your tickets in advance. Don't forget to bust out your best 80s garb, flip up those collars, peg those pants, get the leg warmers out, look like Jane Fonda, put the rad ponytail on the side of your head, all will be well. We're going to be doing some Tina Turner, of course, in honor of the Queen, absolutely. And Yes. She had quite a few hits in the 80s
Just
as
a
well.
few.
Just a few. Are you doing private dancer?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And simply the best.
And simply the best, because she was simply the best. Absolutely. All right. So here is your affirmation for this week. So I invite you to stand and let's say this affirmation together. Again, I want to thank Austin and Jabel and Dennis. I want to thank Jossie and Jason. I want to thank our core council, and I want to thank our practitioners. I want to thank Greg and Ray for all that they've contributed as well. Much love to all of you, and I thank all of you, and I look forward to seeing you in September. I'll be back on September 17th here on the platform. So, let's say this affirmation together. You ready? I commit to living above the line. One more time, nice and loud, like you really, truly mean it. I commit to living above the line. All right. So, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Let's sing it.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, sing it with me. Love lives here. Yeah, you sing it too. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, one more time. Love lives here. Yeah. Love lives here. We'll see you at the picnic, yeah? I'm ready for some good food. Have a great day and a great week, you guys. We love you. Happy, is it Memorial Day? Veterans Day. Oh my gosh, I'm ahead of myself. When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives. Where love lives. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel